Hi everybody, this is Mumbles, and with me is my husband.
Hello, I'm Nick.
Get a little closer.
Here I am.
Don't do that.
Here I am. Sorry, I had to scoot.
What game are we playing today?
We're playing Little Inferno because it's been snowing all day long.
That's right, it's snowing where we are.
We live in Colorado, and it was nice like last week, and now it's miserable again. Yeah, so...
I was gonna ask you, so what's this game all about?
Little Inferno was on my top 10 games of the decade.
Whoa.
It was like number 4. It was way up there. It's a game just about burning stuff in your fireplace, and it's really nice. You just click on the screen and it makes a fire, and then you burn something and it costs money to buy more stuff, and then you burn that, but when you burn something that costs money, you get more money back, and then you get more things to burn. And if you burn multiple things at the same time, then you get combos which let you get more money, and then you have more money to buy things, and so then you burn them. Because it's so cold outside that all you can do is stay home and burn stuff, which is perfect for our times.
Because not only is it snowing a lot, we also have to stay indoors because, you know.
It's because it's cold out there and stuff.
Because bad stuff is happening out there in the world. This is the perfect game to play in quarantine, I feel like. I
like to play this every winter.
Yeah.
It's only a couple hours, and then you just have a wonderful time. And there's these little clocks that it's like a respawn. It takes some time for it to get here in the mail, and then it takes some time for you to just get it. It's great.
Sorry.
And the neat thing about this game is that when you see the fire, you get warmed psychologically. You can't even help it. It's pretty fun. Ah, spider!
I'm not gonna kill him.
Okay,
he
good.
can live his life.
You better watch out.
He better watch out, though, because I am going to burn these blocks. You better get out of here. He better... No, don't go closer to it, little man. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Spiders. Wait, he only has 6 legs. Is he not a spider? And 1 eye? Spiders are crazy. Popcorn.
Whatever kind of animal you are. Oh, no, 2 of them.
Uh-oh.
Please leave.
Uh-oh.
Please leave. I'm trying to save your life.
And the only thing we can do is just burn stuff.
Right? I cannot save They're going closer. Why? Why?
They want some popcorn.
All right, I killed one. I'm sorry.
That's all right. They're worth a lot of money. Spiders.
Oh, wow. Okay, so we're not just going to play Little Inferno, as cute as it is. We're also going to do a Q&A about the questions that you asked us about how we feel about stuff.
Yeah.
So, why don't you kick it off?
Okay, we got some questions from Twitter, so I'm going to read those first. And we got some from Discord that we'll do afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay, so Twitter. Get this one from Tim. What are the top 3 weirdest games you've played that are still good? And what game did you love that you went into expecting to hate?
Oh, boy. That's a toughie. This game for sure is one of the weirdest games I've ever played. Do you agree?
This is very weird. Like, there's no game like this. They just wanted to just have it, like, be in front of a fireplace. Look at this. Look how fine this is.
Like, there's no game like this.
I love it.
It's unique, and it is weird.
And it works with just a mouse. It works on iPhones and iPads. I have it on the Wii U. I think it's on the Switch. Like, it's everywhere. And it works so simply, and it's so nice.
Oh, I really hope I have sound. How would I know? Oh, I guess. Can you get my headphones real fast? I want to see if there's actual sound.
I hope you can hear the sound.
Because if not, then we got to do this all over again.
Oh no. It's nice sound.
I know.
It's got good music. It's ambiance.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, here we go. Can you hear the sounds?
I don't know yet. Yeah, it's fine.
There's sound. Don't worry.
We're okay.
All right. We're safe.
A little behind the scenes.
Sorry, this is only our second Q&A video.
A little behind the scenes. It's just because I have to turn my sound off for my work, and then... or if I'm looking at videos and I don't want Nick to know what videos I'm looking at.
What kind of videos are you looking at?
It's just like informational videos that like will mess up your gaming.
My gaming cannot be messed with.
That's why I don't want to have it while you were there.
I'll go hide when you need to watch your videos.
She's here. So this is the best part of the game, I think.
Yeah, this little storyline with the little neighbor.
Yeah. And I never burn any of her stuff.
That's so nice. Oh, they always call it the little Inferno entertainment fireplace. It's so funny to me. Sugar plumps.
Yeah. Aww.
That's nice.
Not burning that ever.
She wants you to burn it.
No, I'm not doing that.
Okay, good.
Hey, so let's answer that question. Three weirdest games for me would be this game. Beginner's Guide is pretty weird.
Is it weirder than like Stanley Parable?
It is weirder than Stanley Parable. Stanley Parable is neat, but it also is reflective of the Gmods kind of era of gaming, and so it's not really weird. It's just sort of the natural progression of having too much time in Gmods. But Beginner's Guide is like so personal, but also may not be real, and so it has like all of these different layers to it, and it was a really like strange move for anyone to make that game. Number 3, a weird one. Oh, it's strange because you can't really. It's hard to say what game is weird. Like, what do you consider a weird game? Just because the industry, video games, naturally are very innovative. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, the first game of something is always very weird, but then it takes off. Like, first time Dance Dance Revolution came out.
Right.
Weird.
Seems weird.
It was weird. And then they came out with like 100 of them, and now it's not a weird thing anymore. Then they did like Guitar Hero and Rock Band and all this stuff. And it was fine. And it's no longer weird to make a rhythm game. But when Parappa the Rapper came out in 96, it was like,
weird.
This is weird. And the art style too.
Mm-hmm.
Very weird. But it's not on my list of weirdest.
Because we have lived long enough to see it not be weird anymore. Right. You have to pick stuff that will always be weird. This game will always be weird.
Yeah.
I feel like Beginner's Guide will always be weird because I've never seen anything else quite like it.
Yeah.
But
we're gonna see things trying to be like it, and it's not gonna work out.
Even like Octodad. That seemed weird when it came out, but now there's all these kind of physics games out there, so it's not that weird, you know?
Yeah. Now there's like all the talking simulator, like where you're just moving all the mouth and everything, all those simulator games. Oh,
yeah.
She's back.
Let's keep talking before we
check
out our new thing. I need one more weird game. I gotta think of something that really just like, for me, a weird game is something that does something differently and subverts my expectations. So that's why Beginner's Guide is one, because it's constantly just trying to prove to you that it's a weird game, and it achieves that.
I got a weird game that you've played more than me, but then I'll only have 2 games because I had to get rid of one of my other games because it was too similar.
What is it?
Super Table Flip. Super
Table Flip. I love Super Table Flip. Please explain it to
the only place I've seen it in America is Round 1 because it's a Japanese game, and Round 1 has all these arcades in Japan too, so they have real easy. They have real easy. As soon as this quarantine's over, we're going to Round 1. So
since you went, will Round 1 even still be there? We don't know. Please go on.
I hope so. It's in a mall. It's connected to the mall, so it should be fine.
Please continue.
Okay. Oh, when I was reading about this, I found out that at the beginning of the game, since you have like 60 seconds to flip the table, at the beginning you push down on the table and you shake the stuff off the walls. So we gotta, and it like makes you're scoring points.
Okay, wait. No. The viewers don't have any clue what you're saying. They have no idea.
You go there. There is a table. It's like a giant like table.
It's an arcade machine.
Yeah, it's an actual table.
And there's an actual table attached to the arcade machine.
And you flip it, and then everything on the screen reacts to you flipping the table, like you're at this party, or you're at a graduation, or you're at an office, and then everything on the table, like in the game, there's nothing on the actual table.
Right.
But you flip the table and the stuff in the game like flies off into the world in slow motion, and it's very dramatic, and it takes like 5 solid minutes for this table explosion to happen.
It's very Japanese.
You just flip the table one time. You pay your $1. You flip the table as hard as you can.
And then you see all of these weird things that happen when you flip the table.
Reacts to it.
I love that it's like you're fed up with something, and so you flip the table. Mm-hmm. And so there's the guy just working at work, or the mama at home, and her kids are driving her crazy.
Well, one of the theories, I'm not sure if it's true, but one of the theories I saw is that this game's about Shigeru Miyamoto, the guy that made Mario, because he would go in, like with Metroid Prime, he would show up and figuratively flip the table, because everything they'd been working on, he just throws it out.
Whoa.
And they had this, it was like a phrase, the Japanese phrase for flip the table is like what this is called in Japan. I forgot to write down the actual Japanese name, but it translates to super table flip. And it's like, it's a thing.
I love that. Thank you for getting all that information. Would you say that Chrono Trigger is a weird game that you are playing right now?
Well, that was going to be my second half of this answer. It is weird, but in different ways. Because, like, the second question was, what game did you love that you went into expecting to hate?
Yeah.
And Chrono Trigger, I've tried to play it, like, 5 different times since I was maybe 20. And I can only get, like, an hour in. I'm like, this game is boring. It has such a slow RPG, 16-bit RPG start. I only love Final Fantasy VI on the Super Nintendo. That's it. And then this time I stuck with it because it's quarantine. What else are we going to do? And I love it. Like, right off the bat, you can go into this teleport and it takes you straight to the last boss, and you just immediately die. And then it plays, like, the credits. And it's like, everyone died.
I love...
And it's like, huh! And then you're like, do you just have to... Is that supposed to happen?
I love that there's so many people out there who know and love Chrono Trigger. Maybe it's even their favorite game. They're just listening to you experience it for the first time, and that's really just something that's very special.
Yeah.
Let me get through this, and then I gotta do my part.
Okay.
So she's doing stuff. We have a fire too. This is our new friend. We're burning stuff, but be careful. Don't overburn. She burned all of her instructions.
What's more dangerous than fire?
Sugar plums? I love you, sugar plums.
So nice.
I don't have a third weird game.
That's all right. Let's use that one as like our 5th.
But I do have a story about a game that I thought I was going to hate, but I love very much.
Should I do my weird games first? Or let's hear your thing. Let's hear the game that you thought you were going to hate, and then you love it, actually.
It's a little game called Dragon Age 2. So, famously, in 2010, I was at PAX. Nick was separately at PAX before we even knew each other.
Weird. What if
we were
saw
at the
each
same?
other?
We probably saw each other at some point. We're like, "What's that hottie up to?"
So,
we were at the same PAX, but we didn't know each other yet, which is really cute. Anyway, at that PAX, they were talking about Dragon Age 2, and I just could not give a crap. I had played the first Dragon Age, and I thought it was fine. I was like, okay. You know what it was about Dragon Age 1? Is I was just so pissed that Alistair couldn't get over the fact that Loghain, I don't know, killed his dad or something.
That's a thing that's okay to not get over.
He just refused to be pragmatic about stuff, and I needed Loghain, and anyhow, so I was just mad that Alistair didn't agree with what I wanted to do. And I was like, these games suck. I hate fantasy. I don't care about any of this. It's so stupid. And like I had gone with Josh. I had met up with Josh and we had both gone to PAX and he was really excited about Dragon Age. And I remember I didn't even want to go to the stupid like panel for it. I was like, you have fun. I'm going to go look at the TF2 booth or something. Like I was so anti Dragon Age. And he came back out and he was like, I don't know, looks like they streamlined a lot of stuff. I don't think I'll like it. And as it turned out, Josh hates well, I don't know if he hates it. He did not like Dragon Age 2. But I picked it up and I loved it. And now I know all these things about Dragon Age. I'm even going to read Tevinter Nights, the novel about what Solus is up to in Tevinter.
And then remember when...
Spoiler warning, it's killing people.
Remember when we went to E3 later and we sat in that Dragon Age
Inquisition
line for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Playing Tamagotchi Life.
Tamagotchi Life, that's a weird game.
There's a weird game.
Tamagotchi Life was a weird one. It was a DS game where you had like an avatar or something and you could like go visit your friends' houses and stuff, but it was so much weirder than it needed to be.
Yeah. And just there was like nothing really to it too. It was weird. What a thing. And Nintendo would always release these mobile games right before E3. It was just perfect. So you could just play it at E3.
Right. So anyway, it's Dragon Age 2. Why don't you tell us about your weird games? Hold on, let me open this. Oh no. Let's send her something nice.
She needs some more fireflies.
Okay. We will get you some. Tell me about the weird games that you like.
Okay, my first one is Incredible Crisis, which is a PS1 game. Okay, so I found out that all my weird games are very Japanese. And
I mean, yeah.
It's because I want games that I love, and I love Japan. And so it's got like... But they have so much more interesting things. Like they have the Stag Beetle battle game. But this one, Incredible Crisis, you just are like... hanging out with this family, and then a bunch of crazy stuff happens to each one of them. Everyone in the family gets their own nonsense things that happen. And then you just do like, it's like 30 different mini games. Like, that part's not weird because minigame collections are not the most weird thing.
Right.
But just because of like the kinds of mini games you would do and the weird situations this family got into, it was just so wonderful. And if you can ever find a copy of it anywhere, I would recommend that you play it.
Do you have it?
Of course. Maybe we'll play it for the channel someday.
Did you get it in Japan?
No, it's American. It was an English release, which is even weirder. I remember that one and Irritating Stick are two Japanese games that came out in America, and everyone was like, what? Are you sure? And Incredible Crisis has a lot of Chibi Robo vibes to it, where you're like helping this little Japanese family.
Yeah.
Like doing stuff, and just in Chibi Robo you're a little robot, and this one you're just a god type character where you just like oversee everything. But it's nice. I really like it. My second weird game is called Seaman. You may have heard of Seaman.
Oh, Seaman.
Basically a Tamagotchi. But
It's Betty.
I played it for like 4 solid months and then wrote newsletters about it every week. And it was such a nice experience. I'm such a different person than the first time I played it when I was in like middle school. So yeah, Seaman.
We're gonna make a
zine. Talk to the fish man.
We're gonna put together all of... Nick wrote about Seaman for the whole time he was playing it.
Mm-hmm. I had like 16 articles about it.
Yeah. So we gotta do it. We gotta make a physical zine of it.
That's my plan.
That would be cool.
And then my third game, I had Super Table Flip, but I only used that one because I took Feel the Magic XYXX off of here because it's another minigame collection that's weird in Japanese. But it has this... everyone in that game looks like they're in a like iPhone commercial, where there's a black silhouette with that little iPhone, but you can like dress everybody up. And there was a sequel called The Rub Rabbits because it has these little rabbits and just silly weirdness. And this game is GameStop for 99 cents if you ever find it. If you ever go to a GameStop. If they ever open again. But, very nice little game.
Nice.
All these games. They're weird and very Japanese, and I love them.
Nice.
So that's that.
That's that.
Yeah. And it was hard finding a game that I thought I was going to hate and then loved, because if I see a game that I think I'm going to hate, I don't play it.
Yeah.
Because I have so many games that I'm already, like, mildly interested in that are going to take, like, precedence over a game that I totally hate.
Yeah.
I ain't got
Also,
that kind of time.
familiarity. Like, I'm more likely to play a game that I've played 1,000 times that I love than try to play a new game.
Especially
'cause
now.
That's scary.
Yeah, and learning a new game is just a
I
hassle.
don't need scary things right now.
So many buttons.
Scary things? No.
No, thank you.
Okay. Did we do...
We answered one question.
We were doing this for 20 minutes, and we answered one question.
Okay.
That's all good.
All right.
What else we got?
Next question from Bryce. What are some of each of your favorite content creators? Artists, musicians, podcasts, YouTube, Twitch, itch game devs, whatever. Certainly finding myself on the lookout for more to look at, listen, watch, and play these days.
Okay. For me, I watch a lot of Bon Appetit. It is a YouTube channel for the famous food magazine Bon Appetit, and it has all of the different chefs who write and make professional chefs who make different kinds of food for the magazine. But then they also have this YouTube channel where they do weird stuff, and so they have someone who goes and tries to make gourmet versions of snack foods. Like, she'll make a gourmet version of Cadbury egg that, like, well, it just looks so good, and I really want to try it. And, like, gourmet versions of Pocky and all this other stuff. And then they have things where, like, what is the perfect pizza? Let's make a bunch of pizzas and see which one we think is perfect. And they, like, compare and contrast different kinds of pizza. And it's just very fun, and it really feels like you're in the Bon Appetit kitchen. And I'm very much a food nerd. So I like learning about... Like, they have just great tips. Like, this one guy, he was just making an Italian chicken dish. And he's like, hey, if you're cooking with bone-ins with skin, chicken legs, like, put it in a cold pan, because it's going to take a while for the whole chicken to heat. And then that way you still have the crispy skin without burning it. And you can heat the whole thing without having to put it in the oven. I'm like, that's a fun tip that I did not know. So they taught me a lot. I love Hot Ones. Erie loves Hot Ones.
Erie does not like spicy food.
We actually bought the Da Bomb Hot Ones hot sauce that they have, and it's right in the middle.
And the pineapple habanero, too.
Oh, the pineapple is really good. If you're wondering, Da Bomb is, like, so funny, because you eat it, and you go, I'm fine. And then literally, like, 2 seconds will pass, and then you'll feel... like someone, like, literally dropped a bomb in your mouth, and you're just like, oh no, I'm dying. And
it's very fun, but you can only do a little bit because we're babies.
But the habanero pineapple one is so nice. Anyone can enjoy it, even if you're not really great with spice. You'll like the habanero one, I think. I'm gonna do one more. Let's see. Oh, I love, her name is Tokidoki Traveler. It's this Australian woman who's living in Japan, and she's just very friendly. Sometimes she just hangs out in her apartment. Other days she goes and, like, does stuff, and she works for a travel company in Japan. So sometimes she gets to go to really cool locations in Japan. Oh, and Rambleac, duh. Okay, that's it.
Rambleac's my first choice.
Rambleac, of course.
He is a content creator that never speaks, and seeing him is very rare.
Yes.
He just takes his camera on a, like, hour-long walk through somewhere in Japan, and he has, like, I don't know, 100 videos.
Yeah.
And they're, like, an hour long of just no commentary. He's just wandering around. He's just wandering around, and you just like live in Japan with him, and
Yeah.
you experience these different parts of Japan, and it's so nice. And he is very polite. He rarely ever talks unless he's like asking directions from someone.
And he goes to a lot of great places in Japan too, not just Tokyo.
And he'll just wander around when it's snowing and raining, and you get these,
In the middle of the night.
Yeah, because he'll be out at like midnight when no one else is around, and you just get to see these parts of Japan that you never see before. Aww,
Look who it is.
Rainmaker.
This is the Rainmaker.
It's New Japan coming back.
He's a pro wrestler.
Kazuchika Okada.
I love him very much.
He's the face of the company.
We're gonna burn him up.
Ah, making it rain.
Yeah, Rainbow X really great. I also watched various like Disney park ones, but I don't really want to recommend any of them.
None of them are good,
None of them are.
but they're good to hate watch.
I don't know. I have like a. I like them and then I don't like them at the same time.
You like the content, even if you don't like all the people?
Or they just say stuff that I'm just like, so stupid. I like Justin Scared a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Scarred. He's this guy who he loves theme parks, and he loves like Route 66, and he loves to travel, and he's very high energy and very positive. And he had a recent video where he was talking about how like he's not naturally a positive person, but he just realized like one day that he wanted to try to bring other people positivity and hope that it would like affect his own personality, and it did.
That's nice.
So now he's the nice boy that he is today.
Yeah, he does like roadside attractions and stuff, just weird things too.
Yeah. Okay.
That's pretty neat.
Let's go through. Oh, yeah. She found a little secret. Oh, we'll do it. Oh, man, I love her so much. Okay. Next question.
Hold on. I want to recommend Good One. It is a podcast where they play one little comedy bit, like just a 2 or 3 minute comedy bit, or like Weird Al's one, his entire Weird Al song.
Yeah.
And then they talk with the person who did the comedy bit for 45 minutes about just this one bit.
And they deep dive.
Yeah, they really go into it, and it's very fun. They talk to Moshe Kasher, who does only crowd work, so he does like an album of just crowd work.
Yeah.
And that was really interesting, and I listened to Weird Al one, and there's just a bunch of them that are very fun. And also on regular TV,
yeah,
that's not really a content creator, but Lego Masters.
Lego Masters. Get Hulu just so you can watch Lego Masters.
It's on Hulu, which you can watch
goodness.
for free on the computer with ads.
Yeah.
If you want to watch a Hulu.
Yeah.
And it's so good. It's got Will Arnett as the host, and it's like a baking show, but you just make Lego stuff.
Yeah, it's the same exact format as a baking show, except for it's Legos, and it's so good. It's so good.
And it's nice. That's what I like, is nice.
I like nice. I also like not so nice. But this is going to be nice. Watch this.
Clock flower.
Springtime. Oh, springtime.
Get it?
I should have gotten that. Okay, next question.
Next question from Neil. What element of games isn't used enough? Like theme, plot, character, gameplay mode, control, method, genre, etc. Are there any examples from outside games you think might be a good ingredient in a game?
Can you say that question again, but in a way that I would understand?
What element of games isn't used enough?
What element in games isn't used?
Like a certain theme, or like a plot that you don't see enough, or a character type you need, like a control method that you want more of, like a genre that you don't see enough of. Anything you don't see enough.
I mean, I guess more romance mechanics in games, but I don't know. That's pretty obvious.
Well, you want it in things that aren't visual novels.
Right. I don't even really... I don't like visual novels. I don't have the attention span for it.
So much reading.
It's just so... I'm not here to read. If I was going to read, I was going to read a book.
Right, I'm going to read something that's written.
I'll read a book.
Like a book.
It's like the most awful thing I've ever said. But for real, though, I don't really like get into visual novels that often. So I would like romance mechanics and other kinds of games. Just randomly. Especially role-playing games should have romance no matter what.
Right? That's the only ones you really like to play.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And are there examples from outside games you think would be good in a game?
Oh, okay. So I know that they've tried to do it in Fire Pro Wrestling, but I would love if they could just figure out a way to make you feel like you are a manager of a pro wrestler in the 80s. Like you are the not just the manager as far as like getting them heat in the ring, but also you got to make sure this guy gets out of the Waffle House alive. You got to make sure this guy, you get him on the road and he's okay. Like that kind of stuff would be really fun. And it's hard to do, but if they figure out a way to put it in a game, that would be fun.
It reminds me of that PSM April Fool's joke a long time ago, Wrestler's Heart.
Yeah.
The wrestling dating sim where you have to like juggle your personal life and your professional life.
Yeah. Yeah.
More of that. Okay, for me, I think there's a lot of music games, but there aren't really any mobile games that I feel the need to listen to the music.
Yeah.
Like, whenever I play a game on my phone or
sound
like a
off
3DS game, like, it's always sound off.
Sound off.
The problem is that if there is a game that relies on music, I don't really play that very much because I play mobile games so often with the sound off.
Yeah.
So, what I need them to do is make this game less than an hour long so I can play it in one sitting.
Okay.
Because that's how I played, like, Monument Valley 1 and 2. That's how I played Florence. It's just like I sat on the couch one day when I was like had nothing to do.
Yeah.
And I just played this mobile game for a solid hour until I beat it.
Yeah.
But it needs to be short and like have the whole like game package. Like music is a real important part of a lot of games. And like the sound, but when I play it on mobile, I don't need it. And I would like to need it.
You know what
sometimes.
I miss is procedural games. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Procedural games that we used to get from Telltale. Like, because TV shows, all of our favorite TV shows are just the same characters doing wacky stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to have more games that are like, here's a set of characters. We're going to release like 5 episodes and they're going to get into some wacky Wanty-Mactics.
The Wanty-Mactics. The problem is their only game that made a lot of money was Walking Dead, so they made 10 of them. And Walking Dead is depressing.
Like, if they made a Star Trek, like, procedural game with, like, 5 episodes, and each choice that you make affects what happens later on and how the different officers treat you. Like, for example, you know, if you're, like, Beverly Crusher, where you're like, no, we're going to uphold the sanctity of life and we're going to do everything we can to save lives, even if it might endanger our own, and the captain doesn't agree with that, then later on in a different episode, he might challenge you if you change your mind about something, you know?
That sounds great. Star Trek is great. New Star Trek games that feel like an episode.
Yeah. That's what I would like to see.
I wonder if I've always wondered about the MMO. Oh, here's the weatherman.
Yep.
He's just up in the weather balloon. Just telling us about how miserable everything is. And it is.
And it is.
And the other question was elements from outside games I think could be a good ingredient in a game. I kind of want more slice of life games.
Yeah.
Like Florence, I guess. But although I didn't really like Florence that much, it's just the one that pops into my head because there was just something about it that rubbed me the wrong way. And that'll happen when you make these really personal games. Like, it works for some people and not other people.
That's why a lot of people didn't like Beginner's Guide, because they're like, I hate this guy.
Yeah.
That's the point.
But, like, on the Netflix, we just all watch The Office every day.
Right.
And why not have a game like about working in an office, but you need to like juggle your interpersonal communications with finding ways to distract yourself from your job, which is actually stupid.
Or I recently played Big Jacket Wide Ocean. That's a slice of life game. There's nothing in it that is not slice of life. Every character has like something going on, but it's not anything too dramatic. It's just regular things that people have going on in their lives.
Like a Polar Bear Cafe.
Yeah.
I want a game that feels like Polar Bear Cafe.
Well, you just come in to work at the Polar Bear Cafe and what silly hijinks is Penguin up to today?
Yeah. But also, like I don't want it to be a visual novel.
Yeah.
Like, there's plenty of like slice of life.
Have me do other stuff while that is happening.
But it also can't just focus on the minutia of a regular job.
Yeah.
Like work time fun on the PSP. It's boring. Jobs are boring. That's why I play video games.
Well, that's part of the reason why I never got into Papers, Please, because at the time, it was way too similar to a job that I had at the time. Like, it was exactly the same as my job. And so, like, why would I play a game that is like that?
Yeah. And so it's a balancing act. And the thing is, like, it won't work for everybody. And none of these games are going to work for everybody.
Right.
But I don't need a game to work for everybody. I just want it to work for some people very well.
Right.
Okay. Next question. Last one from Twitter. From Emmanuel. What would you play if Indian retro games didn't exist?
What would I play if Indian retro games didn't exist? So, like, for example, just a AAA game would come out and then it would just vanish.
See, the retro games is tough because if, like right now with Game Pass and stuff, I'm not buying a lot of Xbox One games. I just play them and then they're gone.
Yeah.
Because I don't own any of them. It's just like a Netflix. Like I don't own any of the movies.
Right.
I just watch them and then they're gone forever.
Right.
So I'm wondering if that's how it would work with the retro games. Like with indie games, like say... it's like airlines. There's only like 4 left.
Right.
And so if you don't have these giant studios, you can't survive.
I wonder if the question is, what would we do for content? And the answer is...
we wouldn't have this channel.
No. The answer is I would be one of those people that make those like deep dive Dragon Age Inquisition videos where it's like, here's my 5th character. It's a dwarf, and we're gonna romance Blackwall, but we're gonna get rid of all of the Grey Wardens. Let's see what happens. And I love those channels, and I watch them. I watch them a lot, but that's what I would do. I feel like it would just be a channel. I mean, that's how this channel started. Mm-hmm. It was a Dragon Age 2 / sometimes I'll do a long essay form about Skyrim.
I remember that.
Don't look that one up. I don't know if it's held up. I don't know if it's still good.
It was really good when you first made it.
Thank you.
So it's probably still great.
When I first started, my first thing that I ever did for content was TF2 stuff. I remember when I first got out of college, all I wanted to do was be like people who do sweet pyro stuff and record it for the YouTubes. That was all I wanted to do. So maybe that.
I'd probably just keep playing the new Mario game. Whenever new Mario game came out. If I can't
Oh, we could have been a speedrun channel. But
only on new games.
Oh, that's right.
And the fun thing about retro games is when they find these speedruns, they keep finding Ocarina of Time stuff, secrets, 20 years later. And that's really neat. Ugh. He can see you.
Oh, so creepy.
Yeah, he's just hanging out. He seems nice.
I get rid of the letters, because whatever.
Okay.
I just keep her picture in the heart that she gave me.
Okay. But that's...
it's tough.
Yeah. I don't know.
You wouldn't have all of this.
Yeah, a big part of what I like about video games is the retro stuff. It's what keeps me going between new game releases, or when Animal Crossing New Horizons comes out and I'm like, all right, I want to play the old Animal Crossing.
Right.
And then I do, and it makes me feel way better. Yeah. But if I didn't have the old Animal Crossing, I only had New Horizons, I would lose a lot of my enthusiasm for all of it.
Same. I mean, indie games unlock a really special part of my brain that's like, oh wow, we can do these things in games, and I did not even think of doing this.
Like Little Inferno.
Like, I would never think of making this game, but somebody did.
It's where all the weird stuff happens.
All right, time to kill all these animals, I guess.
Oh.
Oh, I hate it.
Is he okay? That one's not.
Oh, I thought I was going to get an Chivo for that. My problem with this game is that, not my problem with this game as in it's the game's fault, it's my fault, obviously. I just want to try to guess what the combos are. That's not how you play this game. You do not guess what the combos are. You look them up and then you try to put it together.
Or you save up as much money as you can and then you buy all the small things at once and stick them all in there and then light them all on fire and hope you get a combo.
Yep.
Like Time Bomb, it's obviously a clock and a bomb.
Yep. Do we even have that bomb? All right, is that all of our questions?
That's all the questions from the Twitter.
Okay, you burned some stuff. I have some questions from Discord, from my patrons. Patreons.
That's stuff we haven't bought yet.
Nobody asked us any wrestling questions, and I'm pretty sad about that.
Come on.
I just want to talk about pro wrestling.
Right, we said you can ask us anything.
And this is what you've done? Ask us about games? All right.
On this game channel.
Kodiak asked, any games in the backlog you're looking forward to getting around to? Any new episodes of the Indie Retro in the pipe? I will answer the second question first. We are going to do a SimCity episode next. So the next episode of Indie Retro Pod is going to be about SimCity. And we will probably record that this weekend. So if you have any questions about SimCity, hit us up.
At Indie Retro Pod. Or at Nice Move Mumbles.
Either one.
Or at the Game Llama. We're all here.
What was the second? Oh, what's in the backlog that we're excited about? Playing.
Well, I'm like 10 hours into Chrono Trigger.
So Chrono Trigger definitely for you. I'm trying to think. Does it have to be a game that I've never played before, do you think?
No. We never reply to her letters, though.
Oh, no. I don't know how. Can you?
No, we just send her thing.
Yeah.
Red and attractive as long invisible arms. It's not love, it's magnets. Okay, we'll make her a magnet and I'll send it back to her.
I'm excited to play some more Yoshi's Story. I've been meaning to get back to Yoshi's Story. That's definitely in my backlog. Octopath Traveler, I played maybe like 5 hours of it. But I started off with the cleric lady. Don't start with the healer lady. It's so boring. Do not start with her.
Oh yeah, I want to try Octopath Traveler and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Like since that wasn't a fart, it was just the chair. Since New Horizons kind of was a bust for me, I'm gonna try some other Switch games that I never really
I really want to play
as far into as I wanted.
Final Fan. I either want to watch you play Final Fantasy Redux or play it myself. Because I don't have any kind of emotional attachment to that Final Fantasy game. At all. Oh, you know what? We got another thing. Hold on a second. We got another Twitter question on my Twitter. One sec.
Oh.
That reminds me.
She said thanks for the magnet.
Cute.
She's still making us something.
Cute.
And this for now. I think it's broken. It's a thermometer. I'm gonna light that thermometer on fire. Let's clear this stuff out of the way. Hello, elf with a bomb. I'm gonna do my time bomb.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool.
What? No time bomb? What a bummer.
Gwen asked, what are your top 3 Final Fantasy games? Little King Story, Final Fantasy 14.
Life is a King.
Dang it, every time.
Little King Story. Different game. Similar.
Dragon Quest 8.
For me, it's 6, 7, and 14.
What are those ones?
6 is the one on Super Nintendo that I played like 4 times throughout my life. And I tried to write a book about for Boss Fight Books, but they didn't like my pitch. But it was a good pitch.
Yeah, Boss Fight, you jerks.
That's fine. They probably found someone that worked on it or something. That's fair.
Whatever.
And 7 is the one they just remade for people in the future.
Okay.
And 14 is the one I played with you on the MMO.
The MMOs.
Yeah.
I have no emotional attachment to Final Fantasy whatsoever. And it's too bad. But that's just the life that I live. You know? Didn't really grow up with it.
You had a Genesis, and the only RPG on Genesis was Phantasy Star.
Right? And who played that? Nick played that.
Not me. I didn't get it till I was old.
Okay, last question. Last question. We've only been at this for like an hour.
Just like the last one.
I'm glad. Okay, Shelby asks, what's a game or genre of a game that you love now that you never thought you would be the kind of person to get into? Oh, gosh. Definitely... Yeah, I get that. Puzzle games. But like, oh, well, I don't know.
You played like Puzzle Quest a lot, right?
Trying to think of something that I did not play. Like, at what point did I think I would never get into that game?
Well, you used to only play shooter games. And so...
But before that, I would only play DS games.
Yeah.
So I've gone through a lot of different like stages in my life of what games I play.
Mm-hmm.
I would say if you told me in college that I would become an addict of Team Fortress 2 and one of the alumni of Team Fortress 2, I would not, first of all, know what that game is. And second of all, like, not believe it because I didn't play shooters ever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Probably also, like role-playing games, because those never appealed to me until I got into like Dragon Age and stuff.
And me, all I played growing up was role-playing games. And now I grow up and I'm still just playing the same old role-playing game. I haven't really grown much. Is this the bomb that goes with the time? It has to be, right? I keep trying to get this time bomb achievement. And I've tried like 6 different bombs.
I guess I'm sort of surprised that we got as into pinball as we are. We're very into pinball.
I've been to like every pinball place in the state.
I've played almost every pinball game that's ever existed.
We've definitely played all the new ones. And every time there's a new one, we like recognize it.
And we go out of our way to play it.
Yeah.
I think pinball is kind of a surprise for me because I've always really liked pinball, but I never thought that I would be so interested in it and it to be such a comfort for me. Pinball is so comforting to me.
Yeah, we go to pinball conventions and we go to just pinball things.
It's always really gratifying, too, when you go to, like, a pinball hall and everybody there are, like, older dudes. And then you get a free game for getting a high score. And you're like, yeah.
And the old guy's like, woo!
Right? That happened at Stumpy's.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, definitely that. Oh, Puzzle Fighter. That was a weird one.
You love Puzzle Fighter.
Puzzle Fighter was a weird one. Yeah. What about you?
Man, I feel like I still play a lot of the games I did growing up.
What about the train simulators?
Oh, man.
That seems like a fresh new obsession.
There's the one. Why did I even get into train simulators? Is it just because I saw...
You just love Japan so much.
I love Japan, and I saw all the weird, like, Japanese train sim games.
You love Japan so very much.
Man, all my like games I like are just Japan games.
It's true.
We're gonna get this little guy.
You did it.
Yeah. Oh, there's little poops.
Oh no.
That's gonna smell terrible.
I think that's all of our questions. I think we did it.
Questions. We did it. We were here for much
Almost
longer
an hour.
than we expected. It's because it took 20 minutes to answer the first question.
I hope this was like nice Just hanging out with us.
Yeah.
You know? What else you got going on?
Right? Just come watch us burn stuff in this fireplace.
Just play Animal Crossing on your Switch while watching us do this.
Yeah.
You don't need to pay attention to what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know? Just hang out.
Just hang out with us. And thank you for supporting us and watching our videos and listening to our podcasts, sending questions when we have a question.
Yeah, this was kind of a spur of the moment thing just because it's snowing outside.
Yeah, it's miserable out there, and it feels like little Inferno weather. Like,
yeah,
is it going to be okay?
We don't know, but we're having fun burning stuff.
She's my neighbor! Oh, sorry, I spoiled that like an hour ago. She's stuck there. We're all stuck in our houses. This is our quarantine game, and I hope you guys liked it.
Yes.
And we answered your questions correctly.
I'm sorry I don't like Final Fantasy. It's not that I don't like Final Fantasy. It's just I didn't play very much of it.
Mm-hmm. And that's, like, so much of our games are just based on random stuff that happens growing up.
Yep.
Like, we find just an NES and Rygar at a garage sale, and so that's what I play.
Yeah.
I play Rygar. And it's weird. Life is weird.
Well, we're going to burn some more stuff, so thank you for joining us.
Thank you, and have a nice quarantine.
Or like a bearable one. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Yeah, and when we're on the other side, we'll keep playing video games.
Yes.
But we'll go outside sometimes, too.
I don't know.
Maybe.